thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Welcome to BRSSD's TK and K information session. This is the third of 3 sessions that we're hosting this week. My name is Julie Eastburn. I'm the Director of Human Resources and Administrative Services at the district office. And tonight I'm joined by Gloria Higgins, the principal at Sandpiper, and Matthew Nagel, the principal at Redwood Shores.
Good evening, everyone.
Just a little bit about us. If you don't already know, you may know this, but we have 7 school sites in the district that range from the bottom of Redwood Shores, 1 school on both sides of the shores, and all the way up to the top near 280 and Ralston, Fox Elementary. So our district is narrow, running from 101 all the way up to 280, just about. We have 6 elementary schools, 2 of which are TK 8, and 1 middle school, Ralston, grades 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to move this icon out of the way so I can read the stats a little bit. We have about 4,000 students. That fluctuates from time to time. About 600 of them are unduplicated, meaning they either qualify for free and reduced lunch, are English learners, or are foster youth. Our ethnicity mix is 31% AAPI, 11% Latinx, 35% white, and 1% African American. And about 8% of our population qualifies for free or reduced price meals. You really can't go wrong living here in Belmont and Redwood Shores. Some of you may live in parts of San Carlos and San Mateo that are part of our school district. We have great schools. So no matter where you land, you are part of an award-winning school. Like I said, we have about 4,000 students in 7 schools. Cipriani has received a Kent Award, Fox, a National Blue Ribbon School, Nesbitt, a Science for All Kent Award, Redwood Shores received a Kent Award for their preschool buddies program. Central received one in 2020 for the Blue Wave Kent Award. Sandpiper received a Kent Award and an Excellence Award at the Robotics World Championships. And Ralston is a National Blue Ribbon School and received a San Mateo County Achievement in Motion Award. And we have a lot of California distinguished schools. So again, no matter where you end up, you can't lose. Just a reminder, really quick before I go on, our chat is closed, but our Q&A is open. If you have a question, you can place it in the Q&A, and we will try to monitor it the best as possible. District-wide, our academic performance is almost off the charts. We are scoring in the highest area for English and English language arts and math. You can find more information on the California dashboard. You can visit the link at any time shown below. And none of this is possible without dedicated teachers and staff. We have the best around that teach the whole child academically and socially and emotionally. And of course, with strong parental involvement. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks in advance. And you'll hear us repeat that in your next 8 years in the district.
All right, welcome everyone. Again, I'm Gloria Higgins. I'm the principal of Sandpiper School here in Redwood Shores. We are a TK through 8th grade school, and I have the pleasure tonight of talking with you about the curriculum that we use in our district. All of our schools are California Common Core Standard aligned, and all of our curriculum is aligned to those standards. So we use units of study for Readers and Writers Workshop for our language arts curriculum. And you can also see there we have a very strong and highly engaging phonics and foundational skills curriculum with Super Kids. The kids really love that curriculum, and they get a great foundation in phonics and reading. For our history and social studies curriculum, we use TCI, a very hands-on and experiential history curriculum. The kids enjoy kind of going through some simulations with those. Our math curriculum is math expressions in TK and kindergarten and the elementary grades. And we focus not just on fluency and facts and being able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, but really understanding the conceptual ways in which mathematicians think and solve problems. And that's all part of that math curriculum there. For science, another hands-on curriculum, Twig Science. The kids get out and make a lot of real-world observations. And we also have, and I'm very proud to say, we have a strong social emotional learning curriculum in all of our grades. In our younger grades, including TK and kindergarten, we use Second Step for supporting students in recognizing and managing their own feelings and their emotional states, and then also developing their ability to navigate social situations and manage their relationships with each other as well. In addition to those core areas, we have lots of opportunity for play and arts and listening and music activities for our youngest students. We do have La Garza providing PE for us. That's a local contracting agency, and the kids get out once a week with their La Garza PE coach and more times in the week with their classroom teachers. And we use Leap Art in our district to provide some art experiences and music experiences for our youngest kids. You can see there's a standards and roadmaps link that will take you to what it is your student is expected to know at each grade level. And these slides will be shared with the community and through our newsletter, so you'll have access to those live links as well. You can go on to the next slide, Jerome.
Hi, I'm Matthew Nagel. I'm principal of Redwood Shores Elementary School. We have pre-K through 5th grade there. And this, what you're looking at now, is a sample of a daily schedule you might find at any of our district schools. We do start, for example, Redwood Shores at 8:25 for TK, transitional kindergarten. They have a recess not too long after. And then dismissal is half day. But before they are dismissed, they are served lunch near their classrooms. Kindergarten is the same kind of schedule, but they also have lunch on campus, and they have a little bit of time after lunch in which to get their stuff ready, read a book, and get ready for the next day. Wednesday is a minimum day for all of the district schools, TK and K, and we get out around 12:15 p.m. That's everyone, and traffic's a little heavier that day. Next slide. Universal meals means that any student at any of our district schools may have breakfast, may have lunch. It's served in class, breakfast, as part of the instructional day. Lunch is served outside of the instructional day. At TK, it's before we leave at 12 p.m. And with kindergarten, it's at lunchtime with a lunchtime recess, and then they go back to the classroom to get ready to go home. Communication on how to enroll in the meals program, that'll be given out in August, but do check our websites and the district website for more information. Families with limited income may qualify for additional services and programs. It is really important that you ask for an application and complete an application, as folks on free and reduced price meal status are sometimes eligible for other important programs. Next slide. So optional transitional kindergarten preparation. I did teach TK and K not so long ago. These are really important things to do. Bathroom skills for TK, they're on their own. They need to learn how to use the restroom, and anything that we as parents, you as parents can do in that area really prepares them for navigating the school day. Also learning how to follow the group plan, being part of community, even if it's a classroom community or a TK community, is super important. And so that takes a little bit of self-control, and really simple practice with these things does the trick. Very important, buttoning, snapping, zipping your clothing. We know the zipping coats and jackets is very difficult for 4 and 5-year-olds at this time of year. Opening their snacks continues all the way through 5th grade in my experience. We're constantly showing them the pinch and pull method and the 2 fingers together and tear method. And then, of course, washing hands. We've all lived in this COVID area, and we know how important that is. There's one more thing that wasn't on here. I noticed this was zipping their backpack and learning how to carry their little backpack is also super important. We teach a 4 or 5-year-old that all year long. Next slide. Or kindergarten. And in kindergarten, see, transitional kindergarten is preparing them for their kindergarten year. And I was just in my TK classes today, and yeah, practicing and learning how to write their name, especially with a capital letter, is really good. Learning how to take turns, how to practice their social skills, practicing patience. They're prepared for that if you're in our district's TK program. Recognizing and writing their letters, sometimes uppercase and lowercase. And today I was just helping a transitional kindergartner cutting with scissors. They had that backwards method, and I was showing them the proper method. And as soon as I left, as I was leaving, he went right back to this old method. So it takes time. And then recognizing, counting, and writing your numbers to 10. These are all good things to practice in the summertime. And so we can send them off and have a good feeling about it as parents. Next slide, please. For Gloria.
And you can go one more. Thank you so much. All right, so lots of information on this slide. And these slides are also available on our district website. I noticed there was some question about if you're not on our newsletter distribution list, where can you get the information? They will be on the website for the district as well as school sites. But our portal is open now for enrollment. And this is for enrollment in the 24-25 school year. You must complete the online enrollment form and bring a printed version of that, along with the original copies of the required documents to register in person. And all of that can be found on the district website on our enrollment page. Our district website is BRSSD.org. That's an easier one to remember than all these other ones with slashes and colons and whatnot, but BRSSD.org, and you'll be able to navigate to the enrollment page there. You will need all of the items listed here on the bullets. So parent ID or driver's license, an ID card or passport, original birth certificate or passport for your students, proof of residency, immunization records. And if your child has an active IEP or 504, and you would know if they do, please bring that as well so we can make sure that they have continuity of services for that. You can go on to the next slide, please. We do have many questions that come up, and as Julie mentioned, we're collecting questions in our Q&A, and we will publish those. But here are some of the more common ones. Yes, you must complete that online enrollment packet and bring it at the time of registration. You have to have all the documents with you during that appointment, or you'll have to make another appointment and come back with all the documents. There must be a parent or caregiver with an ID present at the time of registration. And you don't need both parents. One parent will do, or guardian will do, but there must be a parent present. Both bills providing residency must be under the parent or caregiver's name. If you're not the owner of the residence, you can get a shared residency affidavit to prove that you are residing in that space. And you must have all your immunization records in order and up to date. and have them presented at the time of registration. You can move on to the next slide, please. We have an incredible staff, as Ms. Eastburn said. Our teaching staff are amazing, and we also have a wonderful team of office staff, including right at the district office, Victor Ramirez. He's our chief registrar. He handles a lot of the enrollment processes, and you can see his contact information there. And then a wonderful team of administrative assistants at all of the school sites. Their contact information is there as well. And these people are more than happy to help you, welcome you, answer any questions that you might have. Next slide, please.
So we do have a number of childcare options for our families in TK and K. It's provided, we partner with outside agencies. There's websites that you can see in the boxes of the slide. Contact them directly for more information. You can see that Sandpiper has Champions and Sandpiper Youth Club. And there's San Carlos, Belmont Aftercare at Fox and Central. At my school, Redwood Shores, in addition to a few other schools, as you can see, we have Footsteps. And our children go there before the school day because we don't have supervision before the instructional day starts at Redwood Shores, for example. And then they can go there after when TK ends or when kindergarten ends. Next slide, please. This is an important slide of who is eligible to attend transitional kindergarten. This current school year, it was open to students who are 4 years old and their 5th birthday occurred between September 2nd and April 2nd, inclusive. Next year, August, transitional kindergarten will be open to 4-year-olds whose 5th birthday occurs between September 2nd and June 2nd. And then the final year, 25-26, it's going to be open to 4-year-olds whose 4th birthday occurs by September 1st, inclusive. Kindergarten is open to any child whose 5th birthday occurs by September 1st. I'm having trouble with that. But basically, if you're to enter kindergarten, your child has to be 5 by September 1st. It's a firm rule. Next slide, please. That's right.
Is this one for me, Matt, or are you taking this one?
I got this slide. I'll introduce
All right, you go.
So School Force and PTA, they do work together to support all of our students. And we have a big education commitment campaign in the fall. Their mission is to bridge that gap between what the state funds and what our children need to have an exceptional educational experience in all of our district schools. They raise funds in the year prior to use. Currently, raising money for your child's kinder year. So right now they're raising money for next year, for next year's TK and kindergartners. PTA's mission is to impact all children's lives through advocacy and community building at a school site level. PTA raises funds in the year in which they are used. And then Ms. Gloria will take the next few slides and give you a lot more detail about School Force and PTA. Next slide, I forgot. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks so much, Matt. Yes, we know and appreciate the work of parents and the amazing foundation that you build for your child. You are your child's first and most influential teacher, and we appreciate all the ways in which you support the work of schools. There are many ways for you to be involved, and the more involved you are, the more you send a message to your student that you value education and that you think it's important that they value it as well. So you could sign up to be a room parent or provide classroom support, or we're always looking for yard duty supervision, be a field trip chaperone. Some of you might remember doing that with your parents when you were younger. Book fairs, science fairs, special events all through the year are fantastic ways for you to be involved. And all of our schools have what's called a school site council. That is a parent leadership opportunity that is really important to guiding the work of the school and the goals and the ways that we spend money for your students each year. So plenty to do, and we would love to see you, and your kids will love to see you here on campuses. You can go on to the next slide. And here you can see we make some really big things happen because of the work and the support that we get from the parents and community members in Belmont-Redwood Shores School District. Last year, we raised more than $3 million to invest in our students and our schools for this school year. That means things like science specialists or field trips or art and music happening in the schools. So much happens because of the work of parents and these two organizations to make our schools truly enriching for our students. Next slide, please. Get a little sense of what BRSSD parents are saying. I don't mean to toot our own horn here, but we are very proud of the work that we do here and very happy to serve the students that you send to us. And you can see there, parents are really satisfied. They find our schools are filled with kindness. We really appreciate fostering the whole child. Our community has a common vision for the future. We have a very strong tradition of excellence in our schools, and we have a tremendous amount of support from our parent community and local organizations. So again, thank you very much for that. Next slide, please. All right, and as Ms. Eastburn mentioned, our Q&A is open. We'll give you guys some time to put some more questions in there. And just taking a moment to acknowledge Jerome Simon, who is the person advancing all those slides and operating the webinar for us. He is our Director of Technology. Thank you very much, Jerome. And again, brssd.org is our district website. That's a good first stop for your registration questions, your enrollment questions. These slides will be provided. Recordings of this video will also be provided on that website, so you can go back and refer to that.
So I'm wondering if we can answer a couple of questions. We only have a few more left.
We'll give it a try.
That I don't have the answer to because I'm not on the site. So
Okay.
one of the questions is, do kids in TK need to be fully potty trained?
If your child is not fully potty trained in TK, we can work with that, but I'm going to strongly encourage that your student be fully potty trained for kindergarten. It's an independence thing for them, but if there's a special need, we certainly can work with that.
And will there be an open house for those new to the school district?
Great question. We tend to, or we will, not tend to, we do schedule separate sessions closer to April, May, once you know what school your child will be attending at each site. So there will be open houses or orientations, I think is probably the more appropriate word for that. We don't offer tours through the classrooms during the school day. It's disruptive to the education of the students in the classroom, but we certainly provide play dates in the summer and orientation for families, opportunities for students practice getting dropped off and picked up. Those kinds of events will happen in the spring and the summer.
How do parents get involved with school force and PTA?
Ooh, you want to take that one, Matt, or shall I?
I'll give it a shot. Well, first of all, both you can just check with the school websites. We have links to school force and PTA. And as principal, I'm always willing to connect you with them. It's not a problem. Gloria, do you want to add more on that?
I think you got it.
I
I will say the biggest way to support is with your donation, and you'll get a lot of information in the fall or in August about how to commit or make a contribution to the education commitment campaign, and plenty of opportunities. You'll get a lot of communication from PTA as well about ways in which you can volunteer.
I will answer this question. Which schools offer TK? So that is Fox, Cipriani, Sandpiper, Redwood Shores.
Mhm.
The probability of being enrolled in the school closest to our address. Typically, if you enroll in the first enrollment period, you're likely to get assigned either your first or second closest school. After that, if you're later than the first enrollment period, it gets a little bit tight and we have to shift kids to schools other than their first or second closest. Is there any aftercare program and summer camps for TKK and above, Gloria?
So the aftercare providers at Sandpiper do support TK age students, and they pick up from the door right here at Sandpiper. I think it's probably very similar at Redwood Shores. Summer camps are run through private organizations. They may be running programs on our campuses, but those are not school district run or activities. So you would need to register through, say, the Redwood City Parks and Rec Department or Belmont Parks and Rec Department for those activities.
Do you need to register for after school care before you know which school your child is assigned to?
You would need to reach out to each of those aftercare providers to find out what their timeline is. I can speak to Sandpiper, the Sandpiper Youth Club or Champions at Sandpiper. They do take enrollment throughout the year, but they fill up quickly. So I would reach out to them as soon as you think you may be needing their services.
And Footsteps, again, is not just to my school, but 2 other schools. So again, I would go to the Footsteps website to find that out.
I'll take this one because it's come up a couple of times. Do we know when the first day of school is next year? We do not. We are currently negotiating the calendar, which is a yearly process that we do with our labor union. So hold tight on that. Interdistrict transfer decisions, if you intra-district, that's within the district. So if you apply for an intra-district transfer, you may not hear until sometime during the summer, up to a couple weeks before school starts in the fall. And what time does school end on minimum days? Mrs.
12:20
Higgins?
for Redwood Shores, 12:20 p.m.
It's different for every school site. It's 12:10 for Sandpiper. And just know it's right about that 12:10, 12:15, 12:20 time frame. And it may depend upon what time your school starts. Again, this is a sample schedule that you see in front of you here. But you will get all the details that you need to get before August so that you will be well prepared for your students' first day of school.
And that's it. We've answered all of the questions.
All right. Excellent.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. We look forward to seeing you in the fall and in the future soon. Have a great evening.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.